And we're back at the nationwide PrimeTime conference. We're in Orlando. It's beautiful outside. The weather's been great.
Awesome.
And I'm really excited to be talking to Tim McLain. Tim is a marketing manager for Netsertive, and we kind of bump into you guys every once in a while out there in the sort of digital marketing space and whatnot. But Tim and I got to talking about how we think that this show is actually going to probably be kind of a pivotal point in terms of streaming video. You're doing it on Periscope. We're one of the first ones to be able to do it on Facebook.
Yep.
So with that said, Tim and I kind of are the ones that are pushing the envelope a little bit in terms of the new technologies. So Tim, what do you think, I mean, I know I have my opinions, but what do you think about where we're going in terms of our clients, potential clients, and maybe just out there, people in general, in terms of streaming video? Where are we going with this?
I think it's interesting. You know, I actually started my career in television.
So did I.
Really?
Yes,
so
I was
worked,
a television news anchor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not surprised. So I actually was behind the camera. I worked for an NBC affiliate in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So shout out to WGAL.
There you go.
In the world.
I know it.
And I was an intern. This would be in the early 90s, and I'm going to date myself.
Right.
And I remember walking in and just being amazed at the technology that they had. So you had to have a live truck. You had to have, like, there's a big camera here, but there's multiple big cameras and tape decks and millions of dollars to go live. Roll a truck down the road, put the mast up. We've all seen these live trucks.
Of course. I did many live hits, and Jerry, who's our photographer, was working those with me.
It is amazing what it took and the manpower and the cost. The great news is, guys, I'm staring right now at an iPhone. The iPhone is the live truck. Right?
Exactly
That's
right.
it. It's a $300 or so device.
Right.
And with free software and a free Facebook page, any business can go live with the click of a button. You type a couple characters that everybody who is following you on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube can watch you in real time. And you're right. I mean, this is a big moment.
It is. It definitely is.
The cost of barrier is the barrier, whatever. The cost of barrier, whatever. The cost barrier is whatever it is, minimal. It's minimal. So you're right. Every client, you know, for the last few years, last 2 years or so at Netsertive, we've been talking with our clients about video. So I'm looking around at all these brands around us. They're creating video assets for the retailers.
Right.
The retailers might hire somebody to come in and shoot a video. That's great. Now you can do digital video advertising. But the next natural step is, we've got all these social media outlets, we've got a website, we should have more regular video content. And what's better than a live video stream right in the middle of your store?
That's what I'm saying.
It's amazing that the possibilities are almost endless.
Well, this just opens up. It throws open an entirely new door. So it also gets down on the cost of pre-produced video. While it is a whole lot less expensive, you still kind of have to be a professional to edit it up nicely, and the software can be a barrier to entry for a lot of just regular folks. This wipes all of that right off the table.
It's true. You know, I think as you look at content that you're putting on your website or on your Facebook page, it needs to be truly authentic. What's more authentic than this? I mean, we're live in the middle of the hall.
Exactly.
We hit a button and there's no editing necessary. You know, you get a nice background, and what I love is there's a couple of stores we've worked with on their social content over the years, and it's the owner or the staff member that sort of is that quirky staff member that maybe they bring the dog to the store.
Of course.
Or something like that, or they do some crazy shenanigans, or they're just very interesting people. Now you can showcase them in real time right in your video content.
Now, I was talking to a client of ours yesterday. For the past couple of years, it hasn't been a big deal to have a lot of fans on your page. That almost went away because we had Facebook ads, and that whole, oh, I want to get all these fans went away. Now, with this, all of a sudden, front and center, now you want fans on your page again, because the more fans you have, or the more followers you have, the more people will be watching these live broadcasts. Now, of course, at some point, Facebook will allow you to buy your reach.
Yes.
Right? But right now, they're not allowing you to buy the reach. So it's pretty critical that now we're going back into building up the fan page again.
Yeah. Well, actually.
And it always changes. That's my point. Facebook is always changing.
Well, I was just talking with somebody over at our booth a minute ago about, you remember back in the day, say 3 years ago, before Facebook, went public and started to offer ads. They really wanted you to build up your audience. So let's say you had 5,000 people who liked your page, great. if you as a store owner went on a Monday morning and you put a post up about a special you were having and you hit publish,
That's right.
you knew you could reach as many of those 5,000 people who logged into Facebook over the next 2 or 3 days. That message, which could have been technically an ad,
That's right.
you got to reach them for free. But then Facebook got smart, and of course they need to make their money eventually, so they started to, we call, monetize their platform. They went public, they have shareholders. Now, if you go on Facebook right now and just publish a post and hit publish,
about 10%.
yeah, it's actually a little less. It's going down. So now you have to hit that boost button and pay some money.
That's right.
So you're saying the videos actually, they're not, you can go ahead and get your full organic reach with video.
You can
it's
get
the early days then.
It's the early days at this point. So I've been told you can get that full organic reach.
I believe it.
But until they can let you pay for your reach doing live, which they will eventually, we're kind of, we're in the early stages.
Now's the time to do this.
Now is the time to do this. Let's talk a little bit about I love Facebook, don't get me wrong, we have a lot of clients and it serves everybody very well.
Sure.
My new favorite though is YouTube, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of broadcast television, although my professional background is in broadcast television. I stream a lot, but now I also get a lot of my entertainment from YouTube.
Yep.
So YouTube now, to me, again, is starting to come of age as well. And you can also stream to YouTube. We're doing this. We're streaming here, loading it up to YouTube, and then sharing it from YouTube to Twitter.
Okay.
Those are the steps that we're taking.
Right.
So do you have any thoughts really about YouTube and how stores can use that? I know I have my thoughts, but how about you, Tim?
Well, here's the reality, guys. I just did a session on TV and digital video advertising here at the show yesterday. There's a great slide in there from Google's, because Google owns YouTube. And they said that every day 77% of women between 18 and 49 watch at least one video on YouTube.
Is that right?
So you can reach, that is a huge number. So you need to be making videos, you need to be putting them up on YouTube, which will then be indexed. And you also want to be embedding them onto your website.
Correct.
Ideally, maybe you want to have a blog of some kind, somewhere you can put those videos or embed them on your product pages. But you need to be, look, at this show, people talk a lot about search engine optimization. What is really search engine optimization? It's adding content to your website that optimizes how you appear when somebody does a search in your market.
Right.
So at Netsertive, we handle the paid placements at the top, but you guys need to work on the organic stuff that appears below.
Right.
And a video actually has a stronger chance of ranking higher than text content.
Exactly.
Video's here, video's now, and Google gives you that juice, let's say, on purpose because people, especially millennials, by the way, I don't know if you know this, you know how many people in America, what percentage of the population are millennials today?
I don't know.
40%.
Wow.
40%. So baby boomers, the silent generation, the Bernie Sanders of the world, all the other candidates are basically, boomers. Their numbers are shrinking. They're down in the 20%-ish range. So millennials are now your number one target customer. And let's forget the label. They're just your next best customer.
Right.
They are watching videos primarily on YouTube for many hours a day. Now, I have a 14-year-old son. He doesn't watch television. He's always on YouTube, which kind of worries me a little bit. There's a lot of content on there. It's not so great. But the reality is...
It's less sketchy than it used to be.
That's true. You categorize it. But it's amazing the opportunity you have when you cross-post your videos to YouTube.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of coming with what to post. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like, what kind of content should they be putting in those?
Well, I was just going to just talk about that. So it's sort of like, we have our clients and they have 30-second TV spots. That's the natural to post up onto YouTube. 60-second spots. And you'll get a certain amount of traction with that. Right. But let's go back to your quirky, interesting employee.
Yeah.
Really what you want to do is to get videos of those people. And I call it pulling back the curtain on your business.
Right.
Be that likable, friendly business. Have some fun with it. Don't always think about how am I going to, will this help me sell a mattress in an hour? I know that that's really what's on your mind, but you've got to sort of push your thinking out a little bit and know that you're warming these people up and bringing them into you. And a big part of what social media is entertainment. I mean, it is in its own way entertainment. So if you can find someone on your staff who's quirky and good with it and having fun, or just walking around the store and saying, this is it, or hey, this is my family, it's a family store. These are the kinds of things that personalize your business. They play well on Facebook, they play well on YouTube, and mix it up with those hard driving spots with the more sort of homegrown, like you said, or I call it organic social content.
Yeah.
So those are my, I mean, that's pretty much my thoughts on how that works. How about you?
Yeah, and I think product demos are great. I mean, Google will tell you that people, if they have a smartphone, especially, which who doesn't have a smartphone,
right,
in the moments that matter to them, especially when it comes to solving a problem or looking at a certain product, they might want a product demo video. So imagine if you have an adjustable bed. Well, how does this adjustable base work?
Right.
You can have that quirky employee do the demo.
Exactly.
Auto dealers do this well. They do a walk around, they show features. You want one for every single thing in your store because people are going to look for specific products.
Right.
And don't forget about testimonials.
Right.
So if you've got a customer who is really happy and engaged and they're willing to give you permission to get in front of the camera,
right,
it's time to go live. Say,
right,
hey, we're delivering a bed here, a certified comfort bed to Sally. Sally, what do you love about this bed? It's okay if it's only 30 seconds or a minute. Imagine if you could have 4 or 5 videos like that in your YouTube channel for your highest margin mattress or appliance.
Right.
It's like gold because once it's posted, it'll get indexed and it'll start showing up in local search results, and that's the essence of search engine optimization.
We talk a lot to our retailers about educating their salespeople because people like you and me can get the phone ringing, get people excited, and then the salespeople in the store pick up the phone and they're like, I don't know, come into the store. Well,
right.
And you can't blame them for that because these kinds of leads coming from what we do have a different flavor to them. I was talking to one of our clients yesterday and he does a whole education. Make friends with them on the phone, ask them if they're on the website, have you been on Facebook, engage them on the phone. Don't, as a salesperson, be afraid of it. So, to some respects, they have to know technology as well, and they have to like it.
Yes.
A lot of salespeople are like, oh, I just want to see them face to face. But I mean, not everyone's coming into the store anymore. They really aren't. That's not their first step. They're reaching out digitally.
Yeah, we like to say that your customers today are going to swing the digital door first before they swing the physical.
Right.
So what does that mean? It means if they go onto Google and do a search, or they go to YouTube to find a video, or they're on Facebook, that's swinging your digital door first. So you need to be in all those places.
Right, right.
And that will lead eventually to swinging your doors. In fact, Google tells us that the average number of store visits is down something like 60% over the last 5 years. So they probably only going to visit maybe 2 stores before they buy something. So your foot traffic you're probably feeling is lower.
That's right.
But your digital foot traffic is much higher.
That's right. And to sort of explain that can be kind of hard for a multi-generational store. It's like, don't get too nervous about the foot traffic because if you have a good digital strategy in place, you're picking it up on the other end, on the digital end. So but we are definitely in a whole transformation that's actually been going on for a while.
That's right.
It's not just today, it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the last 5 or 6 years that this whole industry has turned around, and stores are realizing that they have to close the loop on everything they do on their advertising. So you guys out there watching are probably used to investing in yellow pages and newspapers. right. Yellow pages have really gone away. Newspapers are on their way, unfortunately. But what happens when you stimulate a local customer in a certain way with traditional advertising? What's the next step? They're going to watch a video, they're going to go to your website, and closing the loop, and now digital video, and now this streaming video, you're starting to close the loop on whatever got them to take those first couple of steps. Because we used to call it a funnel.
Right.
Poor people on the top, they work their way down. There is no funnel anymore. Right. Because they're moving around all the time, and some people want to buy in an hour, some people want to buy in 2 weeks. There's all these different digital places they need to go to do research. They're going to call you. The important thing is to be present across all of these channels.
That's right.
Invest in videos. Make sure you have a great website that's mobile optimized because 60% of all searches in web traffic is not mobile. And then start to look at these video opportunities, especially streaming video, to get ahead. Because you said Facebook isn't charging right now to let you go live on Facebook. That's huge. That's not going to last very long. I give it less than 6 months.
In 6 months or so, they will. You have been awesome.
Oh, good. I appreciate
it was really great. Thanks for coming by our little set in our booth. We've been having a great time, and we will be back with another interview. I think the Electrolux folks are kind of hanging around the booth, so give us about 15 minutes, and we'll come back with Electrolux.
Thank you.